What is up, everybody? Today is known in the golfing world as MrShortGame Review Day. I tried to time that perfectly but I messed up. Figures. Let's get started. We have these. No, they're not hybrids. They are irons from 11 Golf. Link in the description below for these guys, and we're gonna put them to the test to see if these are something you should consider or just say forget it. It's a gimmick, it's a hoax, they're scam, it's a pyramid scheme, Ponzi, whatever you want. 11 Golf is what we're checking out today. Now, 11 Golf, they reached out, they asked me to check these out, and I'm glad I did because they even engraved, laser etched my little MrShortGame logo onto the bottom of all of these clubs. Check that out. That's pretty solid, I must admit. We have the 3-through pitching wedge. They each have a KBS 80-gram shaft in them, and they all come with their own little sock head cover. Voila, that's pretty cool. So what we're going to do is compare these to a standard set of irons. My standard set of irons are the Titleist T150s with an Axiom Fujikura 105-gram shaft on them, stiff. And this is 80 grams. So we're talking 25 grams heavier with my irons than with these. Pitching wedge to pitching wedge, you can see they're roughly the same length. The 11 Golf, about, half inch longer than standard. I have standard length. And what I notice right out of the gate is that these clubs from 11, they all look like hybrid clubs. And they all look somewhat shut, at least to my eye looking down at the ball. But I gotta say, and most better players, lower handicap players, will set up, not all, but a lot will set up with the club a little open. That's what I like to do. I set up with a little open, I play a little push draw. That's me. So initially when I set up and look down at this, my initial reaction straight out of the gate is, ooh, it looks a bit shut. In reality, it's very square. It's just something we're gonna have to get used to in the testing phase of this. Here's what I wanna know as we test out 11. One is, are they easier to hit than standard irons? Two, do they go about the same distance? What kind of distance are we getting? Plus, minus, whatever. And as far as loft goes, just know that the pitching wedge on the T150s is 44 degrees loft. The loft on 11 is 43. So we're 1 degree off. And that's standard all the way across the board from pitching wedge to 3-iron. 3-iron up from 11 is 18 degrees. 3-iron from Titleist is 19 degrees. So we're just 1 degree higher loft with the Titleist than 11. So very close, almost apples to apples. It's like a Macintosh apple to a different kind of apple. You get the idea. Now you're probably not gonna see 11 being played by too many, let's say, PGA Tour players in event. Like, that's not who they're for. They're for the average golfer, the higher handicap, the mid to higher handicap. And as you get older, you want to have, you want the game to get easier, not more difficult. So 80-gram shaft option for me, that's gonna be the higher end of the swing speed for 11, and it goes 80, 70, 60, 50 grams, so you can get pretty light. So that 80-gram shaft that I have, that's their stiff flex shaft. And then it goes regular, then it goes kind of light, and goes on from there. As you get lighter, it gets a little more flexible. Let's begin pitching wedge to pitching wedge. I not only want to know what kind of distance, gain or loss I get, I also want to know how's the dispersion among the two. So we'll first begin with 11, pitching wedge. We also want to know, what do our mishits look like? That's going to be critical. That was a little mishit. Ooh, 128, okay. I hit that really well. Look at that, 122 carry. Look at that spin rate on that thing, 9,300, 90 feet in the air. And look at that landing angle, 52. This thing's getting up there. That's easy to hit. I've got to say, it's not difficult at all. And I'm 9,500. I'm kind of shocked by the spin rate from the pitching wedge here. Getting that thing really high with a ton of spin. Okay, that was a little thin. That's gonna be good. We wanna know, what does the thin shot look like? 10,000 spin rate? What? Okay, that's a lot of spin. So I thinned it a little and we got more spin. I'm liking how it sits on the ground and it's got kind of this silver face. So that looks cool. It looks like I'm hitting a pitching wedge hybrid. That's what it looks like. Oh, that was solid. 9,100 spin, 51-degree landing out, 118 carry distance. Wow, I'm impressed. I don't think it's going as far as I'm used to, but we'll see. Okay, this is my T150 pitching wedge. Let's just compare these two side by side. Here is my 150. We're getting total 125 carry, total 129, 97 ball speed, and 76.92 spin from the Titleist. From 11, we're getting a little bit slower ball speed, a 125 total distance, and an 8,600 spin. About 1,000 more spin on average, and we're swinging it faster. So with the pitching wedge, we're getting a little bit more club head speed, which it's a tiny bit longer club, so that would be expected, a little bit faster. We're getting 1,000 more spin. Our dispersion looks roughly the same pattern, so that's good to see. We're gonna go up to a 7-iron now and get those two, because we'll go 7-iron and then we'll do 3-iron to see exactly what we're getting here with 11 versus conventional clubs. Just so you know, there's no shenanigans going on. We're gonna start with the Titleist 7-iron. Here we go. That's a good sample size for the 157 irons. You know, we're going obviously 105 shaft, 80 gram. It feels like the swing weight is very similar. Meaning, although the shaft is lighter here, I think the overall swing dynamics, they feel very similar, very similar. Let's see if that produces longer shot with the 7-iron or what exactly we get. All right, let's look at those side by side, the 7-iron, and see what kind of numbers we're getting. Oh my gosh, okay. So that's my 11 golf in red 7-irons. Look at that dispersion. That dispersion is pretty good compared to the Titleist in the blue. That's night and day right there. As we go longer, we get a tighter dispersion with 11. With the Titleist, we have an average ball speed of 111, average carry of 158 to 167 total distance. Spin rate is 54.86 with the Titleists. With 11, we've got a ball speed of 117, carry 162 to 167, spin rate of 67.13. So we're getting 1,300 more spin, about the same total distance on average. Okay, so 7-iron to 7-iron, we're getting some numbers based off of mishits. So mishits are gonna be the key. With 7-iron to 7-iron, like even my mishits they weren't as bad, nearly as bad. You miss hit conventional irons, your mishits are really bad. So now let's jump up to that 3 and I don't know, maybe we're already sold, but we'll see. This will be good because I don't have a T150 3-iron because I don't play one, but I do have a 3-iron Titleist U505. So this is more like your driving iron, which is gonna be very similar to the 3 with 11. I have a Tour AD shaft on here, so graphite to graphic, they're the same length. So we're talking apples to apples. I mean, everything's perfect here, except this is gonna be a heavier shaft. This is an 85 gram. This is an 80, so we're really close. Tour AD, stiff flex, 85 gram, KBS, 11 golf, 80 gram. So right there. I mean, these feel identical. They nearly look identical, looking face down at them. We will begin with 11. Now we'll go with the Titleist. Okay, here's 11 in the green flashing, and we're getting 132 ball speed on average, 3,900 spin, and total carry is 205, rolling out to 221. And Titleist, 128 ball speed, carry 200 to 220, 3,500 spin. So 39, we're getting more spin with 11 for sure. What about height? 82 to 86. Not bad. Dispersion is very similar for dispersion. Comment below. Let me know if you want to see me play around a golf with these to see how they perform on the golf course, and then we'll get after it. But I am impressed with the performance of 11 Golf. So if you're looking for something that's easier to hit, check mark right here. You get a more height, check mark. You're looking for more spin, there you go. It comes down steeper on the green with a little more spin. Maybe you're looking for that. Checks all those boxes. The mishits are great, I gotta be honest with you. So if you're kind of in that category of golfer, it might be something to consider. I give these a thumbs up. I've tested a lot of game improvement irons. I gotta say, 11 Golf, it's better than the ones I've tested for game improvement. Easy to hit. And we're getting much better dispersion, especially in that 7-iron-ish range, for sure. Clear winner, 11 Golf. Thanks for watching. Hope this is helpful. Love you guys. See you next time.